system as a receiver. We are unable to transmit through conscious neural interference. You are receiving this broadcast as a dream. We are transmitting from year one.
What's up, man? Welcome to Sneaking in the Movies. My name is Speed, and this is my homeboy, Tyrone. And we are like, movie critics and shit. Well, not really. Peep this. Each week, me and my boy, we go to different theaters and stuff and sneak in and check out the movie. Then we come back and tell y'all what's up. Like, if y'all should pay money and shit.
Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to a new video. For my first review on this channel, my intention was to review the 2020 release, Antebellum. But it turns out, it ain't no horror film, bruv. That's not to say the movie isn't horrific. The brutality of the racism depicted in the film, especially in the strong first act, was harrowing. The film looks and sounds great, but the script renders the whole thing ridiculous. I won't spoil it, but if you were to put 10 Years a Slave, The Village, and Get Out in a blender, the mess that you would get is this film. The only remotely enjoyable part of the film was seeing the racists get fucked up at the end.
Bullshit! I didn't like this movie at all. My first problem was the fact that I couldn't say the title. I get tired of titles I can't pronounce and shit. If you want people to come and see it, a motherfucker gotta be able to tell his woman where he gonna take her. You gonna lean over to your woman and say, I'm taking you to, I'm a duh. You know what I mean? I didn't like it.
Anyway, after that massive disappointment, I found myself with an hour to kill and perusing Netflix, where I found Marianne in my list. So I thought, why not? And I gotta say, by the end of the first episode, I was completely hooked. And a day later, I had binge watched the entire show. So this is my review of the 8-part 2019 French Netflix horror show, Marianne. Not the best title. This is the synopsis from IMDb. Emma, a famous and successful French horror writer, is forced to return to her hometown after the woman who haunted her dreams 15 years ago begins to reappear. The work she writes is apparently a work of fiction, but how much is fact? Marianne is a phenomenal horror show filled with witches, witchcraft and demons. I remember watching another Netflix horror show, House on Haunted Hill, after hearing rave reviews, and honestly, I gave up on that after a couple of episodes. Felt like I was watching an uninteresting drama wrapped in a bit of horror. I was worried Marianne would be similarly a dour, humorless drama with a few horror elements thrown in. Boy, was I wrong. It was totally not what I was expecting. What we get is a super enjoyable and stylish show that really embraces the horror.
Now that was a good movie. I love this movie. It was genius. The direction, the acting, the storyline, that shit was bad. The motherfucker scared the shit out of me, man. That shit could really happen.
It's a pacey thrill ride with scares, a bit of quirky humour, and a compelling story that unfolds towards a complete ending that is satisfying and yet leaves the door open for the possibility of a second season.
And that actress that played the whole... Wasn't she good? She was excellent, marvelous, effervescent. Yeah, man. And acting all terrified and shit. This movie is like a nightmare.
I especially got a kick out of the fact that Marianne is very literate when it comes to horror films and books. And so we get nods to Stephen King, The Exorcist 1 and 3, The Omen, The Conjuring, Seven, John Carpenter, Nightmare on Elm Street, The Grudge, and a lot more I couldn't place. And it was all done in an affectionate manner, which adds to the enjoyment immensely. The portrayal of the manifestations of the actual witch, the Marianne of the title, as a spirit and through the people she possesses is crazy good and provides a fitting and scary monster villain. The protagonist, Emma, and the characters we meet throughout were interesting, and the unfolding story has emotional weight, so we care more about them as we go. The 8 episodes average about 40 minutes each, and it is in the French language, which was not at all a problem in my opinion. and there really is nothing culturally French about the story and the characters. Since it is Netflix, you have the opportunity to watch Marianne with English audio dubbing, but personally I find that far more distracting than subtitles. In summary, I had an absolute blast with a show that succeeds in being a rewarding watch for any horror fan. Gripping, scary, atmospheric and exciting, the story is no doubt inspired by Stephen King, and the settings and music at times have a strong Carpenter vibe. High praise indeed, and highly recommended. Well, that's the video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.
Brilliant. We gave it the serious high five, and that recaps all the movies we saw. Well, join us next week when we will be reviewing like 5 new movies. That's if we can sneak in the movie theaters and check them out. Yeah. So see y'all next week. See you next week.
Let me see your tickets.
I think I lost mine, man. Oh, shit. I think I left mine in the bathroom, you know, because I was taking a piss. And you can't hold it in your hand when you're pissing. You know you can't.
Come on.
We'll see you next week.
You gotta be fucking kidding.